There was a day your mom or dad picked you up and carried you for the last time. You don't remember it. Honestly, they probably don't either. There was no countdown, no warning. Nobody stood there and said, "Okay, this is the last time I'm going to carry you." It just happened the way it always happened. And then one day it just didn't happen again. And neither of you noticed. I want to talk about something today that I don't think any of us really sit with the last time, and why we never ever see it coming. Here's the weird thing about endings. Beginnings get all the attention. First day of school. First kiss. First apartment you ever had. We mark those. We remember the exact date. We tell the story for years afterward. But almost nothing in life shows up wearing a sign that says, "This is the last one." There's actually a name for this. Psychologists call it the asymmetry of endings. We're built to notice things that are new, novel, different, but repetition just fades into the background, even when that repetition turns out to be the thing we'd give anything to get back. Think about it this way. The 2000th time your mom made you breakfast felt exactly the same as the 1999th. Nothing about that morning screamed, "Pay attention, this matters." So you didn't. And somewhere in there, without any kind of ceremony, there was a final one. And it just slipped by, completely unnoticed. Let me make this a little more real because I think it lands harder that way. There was a last time your best friend from childhood came over just to hang out. No plans, no occasion, just showing up. There was a last time you held your grandmother's hand without thinking, even for a second, about how much longer you'd get to do that. A last time your dad picked you up and spun you around. A last time your mom tucked you in. A last time your whole family was together in one room, everyone still here, nobody knowing it was the last time. None of these came with a warning. You didn't get the chance to slow down, to really pay attention, to hold on a little longer than usual. They just ended, quietly, the way almost everything that actually matters tends to. And here's the part that gets me. Most of us can't even point to when it happened. We just know, looking back, that somewhere in there it did. And we missed it completely. Okay, I know how this is landing so far. Like I'm trying to make you feel some quiet kind of grief about your whole life. But stick with me for a second because there's something underneath this that actually changed how I think about it. The reason we don't notice last times, it's not some flaw in how we're built. It's actually kind of a mercy. Because if you knew in the moment that something was happening for the very last time, you wouldn't really be able to be in it. You'd be too busy mourning it to actually live it. Picture knowing, right as your dad was spinning you around, that it would never happen again. You wouldn't have laughed the same way. You'd have been grieving in real time instead of just being a kid having fun. So our brains protect us from that. We get to live most of our lives without carrying the weight of knowing which moment is the final one. That's not a tragedy, honestly. I think that's kind of beautiful. If we can't know which moment is the last one, and we genuinely can't, what's the point of even thinking about this? Here's the shift that helped me. Instead of trying to figure out which moment will be the last one, which is impossible, you can just treat ordinary moments like they might be. Not in some anxious, white-knuckle way. Just a little more attentive. Next time you're on the phone with someone you love, and they're telling you some long, kind of boring story, stay in it a little longer than you normally would. Next time a parent hugs you goodbye, let it go on one extra second. Next time a friend says, "We should really hang out more," actually follow up on it. Don't just let it be a thing you both say. Not because you know this is the last time. You don't. You'll probably never know. But paying a little more attention costs you almost nothing. And it's about the closest thing we have to insurance against realizing way later that you missed something while it was happening right in front of you. Right now, today, you are someone's last time. You might be the last time your kid actually wants you to read them a bedtime story before they decide they're too old for it. You might be the last time a friend feels comfortable calling you at midnight over something small. You might be living through the last completely ordinary Tuesday you'll spend with someone before life pulls you two in different directions. You don't know which one it is. Neither do they. But somewhere in your life right now, today, there's a last time quietly happening. And it's going to pass by completely unmarked, exactly like all the ones before it. Unless, just this once, you actually decide to notice it. So here's what I'd actually ask of you. Not tomorrow. Not someday when things calm down. The next totally ordinary moment you get with someone you love. Stay in it a little longer than you have to. Not because you'll know it's the last one. You won't. You never do, not until it's already behind you. But every single ordinary moment is either the last one, or it isn't. And honestly, the only way to make sure you don't miss it is to start treating all of them like they might be.